Okay, here's an update of my Fahaka Puffer. He's grown a little bit. He is probably coming up on a foot now. Doesn't look like it in the video. He's still living with a bunch of glow light tetras. You can see the tank got a real load of algae growing on it from the all the nitrates in the water. I was doing some pretty good sized water changes, and then recently, because I've added, it's been a while, but I added these pothos plants up top, and they kind of struggled for a while. They weren't pulling a bunch of nitrates out, and then they started growing. And this tank now is, despite all the pollution in it, all the meat that goes into it, all the protein, all the waste, is under. It's about at 5 instead of in the 80s, like a lot of predator tanks that I've kept. Be like nitrates are as high as 80, and this one's a 5. It's been that way for the last month. I still do small water changes in it, but as you notice, with the nitrates being dropped, the algae's starting to die and fall off. So I have to actually clean all that old algae out when I'm doing water changes. I suck it up in the Python. So it looks kind of ugly, but I'm going to start cleaning it, all that off. And it should stay lower now because of the nitrates. But I was amazed at how the nitrates are, that those plants are pulling the nitrates out like that. They are really to the point of I'm going to skip water changes every other week on this. I'm going to only do my water changes in this tank from going forward every 2 weeks instead of weekly like I do everything else. I just wish I could keep both those plants in every tank, but a lot of my fish would either eat them or just beat them up. So I don't think they'll work in everything, but in this tank here, it's working great. So at least every 2 weeks, water changes from now on, and we'll just watch it and see if that changes for any reason. I have to do it more often, but he's a little hungry today. He hasn't eaten yet. I'm going to feed him later. He doesn't know what to think of this. He's a star on YouTube. He's like, man, if I could just bite that camera. Wonder what it tastes like. He's got his little gut on him. But the kicking his feeding back twice a week really changed things for him. He was getting lazy. I think I mentioned that in the earlier video, but now he's ready to eat. He's healthy. He's not skinny by any means, but he's looking for crawdads. I feed him frozen thawed crawdads, crayfish. So his name is Merle, and he's really doing well. I'm pretty sure every once in a while he picks off one of these glow light tetras, because I had over 100 in there, and I can't count them, but there's no way there's 100 anymore. So I think, and I don't ever find any bodies, so I think he picks one off here and there, probably during the night. And at some point I may have to restock them, but right now I still got a bunch, so we'll just go with it. You can kind of see the remnants of the crawdads on the ground there. I love his face. He's ready to eat. He's like, put the damn camera down and feed me. kind of show you maybe how big he is, see if I'll scare him at all. Well, that still makes him look smaller than my hand, but he ain't. He's easily a foot, so it didn't really work, but he's fun. Anybody that likes puffers ought to get one of these. It doesn't go with a lot of fish, but you can put it in with some small stuff, and they are a blast. They got so much personality. Get you one if you haven't ever tried it. Totally fresh water. Don't need anything special for it. They do have to eat some things that are hard, obviously. At least a lot of it's diet. I'll give it treats of shrimp and stuff, but anyway, there you go.